Hey everyone, it's Matt from My Model Y Adventure, and you might be wondering what these two plates are. Well, these are new aluminum skid plates that I picked up from T-Sport line to help offer protection underneath my Model Y. If you don't know, what's under here today is plastic. So you hit something, it can easily, and I've seen pictures and damage because near the front of the vehicle down here are coolant lines. And this is just plastic right here.
So this can happen on a two-wheel drive. It happens on all-wheel drives. We've seen it happen before. But on this one was a lot worse because there's nothing there to take the impact. He ran over something and it punched through the belly pan. And what it did was it hit this plastic coolant tube right here, and it smacked the battery nipple, and it cracked the nipple right here. You can see it cracked the bottom half of that nipple. The problem is Tesla says the only way to fix this is to replace the battery.
Really?
At $16,000.
So as you just saw in kind of that clip from Rich Rebuilds, it's a very sensitive area, and having just plastic there to protect these very critical coolant lines to your battery, plastic isn't just going to cut it. This is powder coated aluminum. You only need a 10 and 15 millimeter kind of socket to remove the stock hardware, which is reused right on these skid plates. You don't need any new hardware. You're just reusing these stock ones. So stay tuned. I'm going to walk you through removing it on my 2024 Model Y Performance and then swapping these new skid plates on. Now, the cool thing I did want to add before I install is you'll see there is some sound deadening material on the bottom, or I guess in this case it's the top, which is going to be facing the bottom of the car, which the stock plastic kind of skid plates do not have. So real world, I don't know how this is going to actually impact like performance of noise cancellation or noise deadening, but I mean, every little bit helps. So I'm underneath the bottom of the car. This is the front of the car. You can see there are some 10 mil bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the back, there is one here, one over right where my finger is right here. And then in the middle are two 15 millimeter bolts. There's also another one here. So you're just gonna go ahead and remove these. It's a little hard for me to show recording while I'm down here removing the bolts, but these are just 10 mil bolts and then two 15 millimeter bolts. And then the skid plate is going to slide down. So I'll come back before I remove the skid plate to show you what type of debris or anything that's in here. I've had this car for just over 2 years. So we'll see what type of debris is down there. All right, so I just removed the last bolt and I have not looked yet. It's actually not even that bad. You can see there's some dirt and debris here in the middle, you know, some rocks and pebbles, but this is really what we're trying to protect are these coolant lines. I've seen videos, I know like Rich Rebuild had some, there's some coolant lines that are here, and then also there are some coolant lines behind these plastic plates, which I'll have a separate video for some protectors for those coolant lines there as well. But this is really what we want to protect are these coolant lines, the high voltage cables, and this aluminum skid plate that's going to replace this plastic one is going to do exactly that. I did want to add the location for the 10 millimeters are actually in the center in the back, and the 15 millimeters are on the edges. I just had it backwards where I thought the 10 mil were on the outside. The 10 mil are actually on the inside. The 15 mil are on the outside. But super simple to remove. I'm going to grab the new front skid plate, and then we can go ahead and just start bolting it up with the stock hardware. So I just want to showcase, this is the stock one on the bottom. This is the one from T-Sport line. And basically it's an exact match, minus it being aluminum versus plastic. The only differences are it does not have kind of these clips on the plastic one that hold the plastic one kind of in position, which you don't need anyways because you have the bolts that are securing it. But it is a one-to-one match. So it's nice that it basically is bolt up, no special hardware or tools. I'm going to record kind of a little bit. I basically have one bolt over here that's holding it in. I have this one just loosely holding it into position here. And I'm just going to get all of these just finger tight right now, just so it is, get the light up here. Oh, I just turned it off. There we go. These are super easy just to thread in by hand right now. And I'm not going to do really tight because I want to get this centered in position first. And then once it's in position, I can grab my electronic or wrench over there to be able to really crank down and tighten these so that it doesn't come out. So I think I got all of those ones. I have, oh, one more, which is down here on the end. And then I have the two 15mm nuts right here. Let's see. Here we go. There's one. Get that one. And then, where's the second one here? There it is. All right. So I have this one on here. Let me just change the direction of this, and all right, that one's pretty good. Just the light here. All right, and then swap over my socket for the 10 mil. And let's go to the front of the car, and we will get this middle one here. Just work our way down. All right, so that's not going anywhere. That is bolted nicely into position here. Awesome. So let me go ahead and go back to the back. You only need 10mm for the rear. So I'm down here underneath the rear of the car, and I believe there's 11 or 12 10 mils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think there's only 10. But again, this is just stock, where you're going to be removing the stock hardware and then replacing it with the new aluminum skid plate. I did want to add, I forgot to mention this before, on the rear, there are these little side clips, which are just some trim retainer clips that you do have to remove in order to remove the bottom skid plate. So I just finished removing the side piece that was holding on the driver's side of this rear skid plate. There was a lot more dust and dirt, especially taking out the bolts, like dirt falling through the holes and then onto me. You can see my hands are just filthy, grabbing and kind of holding on to this thing. So I'm gonna just take my like leaf blower to blow all of this dirt and junk out of the garage. But the rear one was definitely a lot more dirty. And you can see back here, really what we're protecting is the rear motor, the rear of the battery. It's kind of showing what's down here. So the new skid plate, you can see, oh, here it is, right over there. That's going to basically be a one-to-one match of this going on. So let me dump off all the dirt and rocks and everything outside, blow everything off, and then I'll do the same thing I did with the front one and put the new one from T-Sportline on top of here and be able to remove it. I did remove my wheel anyways because I'm putting on new ones, but the bolt, or not the bolt, the little plastic kind of push pin that holds these on, these were quite secure. And if you are doing this at home and if you don't have a quick jack or you don't have an ability to lift it, you don't need to like jack up the car. I know they have like those plastic ramps that you can drive on just to help lift up the car, because that I feel like it would be a little safer to have that stationary versus a jack. But you can try removing it with the wheel still here. It is tight, so I would probably recommend you take the rear wheel off just to make it easier. I mean, really, you're just saving yourself. But if you want to try without taking the wheel off, you know, and you have the ability, go you. Show. So just to show, the bottom one is the stock skid plate. This one just basically goes right on top. The difference is you are not going to have the side retaining kind of push pins like you do on the stock one. That does not exist on the one from T-Sportline. Not that you're going to need it to hold anything into place. It does a pretty good job as it is. So I just finished installing the last bolt. I will say the sides of this, which I don't know during shipping or if it's just expected, they were bent more upwards, which meant it wouldn't fit. So I did, because it's aluminum, I was able to just bend it a bit to be able to fit the bolt to go in. But this thing looks great. It's going to offer a lot of protection now that did not exist before. Plus the kind of sound dampening material that's underneath here, especially being directly beneath the motor, I think is going to help with some noise reduction. But there were 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts, and it is kind of dummy proof because they have an arrow on both the front and the back. You can see it right there, that are pointing forwards towards the front of the vehicle, so you cannot install it wrong. So I hope you found this video helpful. That really covers how to install these skid plates on your Model Y. I really wish that these would have come stock from Tesla versus the plastic ones there, because it's really offering the protection that is needed for these, like the coolant lines, the critical component your battery needs in order to work without damaging it. But again, the link to these is down below in the description from T-Sportline. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, add a comment. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. This was Matt from My Model Y Adventure. Thanks for watching.